me down.
Welcome to a new series from Team Never. I'm Crosbyy, and this series I will tell you about some tips for the jungle. This is the first episode of 5. In the next episodes you will see some tips about the support, AD carry, mid lane and top lane. I will tell you some important things about the jungle, like the main objectives and some tips like for solo queue, and yeah. So let's get right to it. So the first important stuff about the jungle is you can easily turn around a lane just with the gank, so that the lane can like easily win the lane, or like is even again if they died to the enemy. And yeah, usually you can, or you do, make the calls for your team. So like if you have a team, you call the AD carry from farming, because you know your AD carry wants to farm and wants to get big, so you can kill everybody in enemy team. And yeah, you need to call him if he needs to join the team fights 5v5, and you need to tell him when he can go CS again. And yeah, you need to have a really good overview over the game, so that if you know, like if top is low and gets pushed under their own tower, then you don't need to gank bot lane, because you know your top will lose, maybe get dived from the enemy jungle. So you need to watch the game and help top lane and not go bot lane and like stay there for 2 minutes. Also, we need to control the objectives like Drake, Baron, our own blue, enemy blue, own red, enemy red, and you can time that the buffs to maybe steal attempt with your mid lane 2v1 the enemy jungler. So yeah, you need to that's really high skill, you know. That's like, that needs a lot of training and focus over the game, and yeah, that's hard work, and that's high skilled, like the Baron timers, and not the Baron timers or Drake timers, but the buffs timers, because you know you don't have like the chat. You can easily get, like if you kill Baron, you can watch when it's got killed and like add the time, but that's not the same with the buffs. So that's yeah, that's really hard, and you need to learn that. So yeah, second thing is objectives and main targets of the jungler. You can gank the lanes or to either snowball them or help them. Like if mid lane, like if you have like even setup, they're both head to head with CS and nobody kills nobody, so you can like kill, or like go to the lane, burn his flash, and then go again and make a easy kill because you don't have that flash. And yeah, you can help the mid lane get ahead of the enemy mid lane, and yeah, that can really snowball the game and like change the game for the mid lane, because you know if he has that advantage, he can easily go like roam the shit out of top and bot lane, and yeah, that really can change the game. Another thing is like counter jungle, to keep the enemy jungle in his jungle, because if he gets counter jungle, then he doesn't have that experience or gold. He don't have that build that you have, and you know he's a much slower. Plus he can't gank too much, because if he like loses his blue buff or his red buff, maybe not his blue buff because he will give his blue buff to mid lane, but if he loses his red buff, he has no buffs in the early game, like if, or even in mid game, he has no buffs, and that's very much experience that he loses from that. So yeah, that can yeah, get him behind very much. So that keeps the jungler in his jungle, because you need to kill auto camps to get like the same experience like red buff or blue buff. So yeah, that keeps him in the jungle for a longer time, and like your top lane can then easy push, or the bot lane can push, and without fear a gank from enemy jungle. So, and last but not least, third point, some solo queue tips from my plat jungle style. I mained jungle for like 1 year, or about 1 year, so I can tell you some experience that I made. I think, yeah, like everyone has his same the other experience, and yeah, like if you go to Diamond Play, they will tell you other things than I do, but you know, I can tell that what I experienced. So in my opinion, you can play 2 different styles of jungler, which means you can play offensive jungler, like Asian call it with other names, but I don't know the names at the moment. So yeah, offensive junglers, like they gank a lot and will also have a very high kill potential. So if they gank, they can kill enemy people and not just like burn their flash and need to come again. They can kill first blood, or even kill on a low level. And also easy invade enemy jungler, like he can one-on-one him and will win it without even have fear, because you know he's that like he has more damage, more sustain, or like lifesteal, that it gives him advantage over the enemy jungle. So yeah, you can use it for high kill potential and also invade for enemy junglers. That's the offensive style. Or you can play defensive support style, like you can gank less if you're like not Nautilus. Nautilus, like, you have much CC, but he's also very defensive, so he can't stand the one-on-one versus you. Like if you have Lee as enemy jungle and you're Nautilus, you can't stand one-on-one in early game. So that makes the defensive jungler very weak in the early game, but you can tank the shit out of the lane game. Like you go just in like a Nautilus, he's just beast in the late game, but also have very like the ganks are very strong, but he can't stand one-on-one in early. So that's defensive support jungle. So what's also important in solo queue, because nobody watches it, is objectives that can change the game very easily. Like if bot kills the enemy bot lane, just do fucking Drake, because if you have a pink ward and there are no enemy rewards, they have no vision on Drake, it's free gold for everybody in your team. It's like a free tower, but they won't contest you at Drake if they don't know you're doing it. So if your bot lane kills enemy bot lane, do Drake, get a pink, do Drake, and it's free gold. And tell your support that you should pink Drake, because you know you can. If you have like offensive junglers or even Nautilus or Shen, which can tanks the Drake, and even if your top lane will help you, like if he will come down to Drake, that's just free Drake. So yeah. But side note, don't do it too early, else you will fuck up and die. That means know how to Drake or when to Drake. So, and also for solo queue, I will recommend counter jungling, because you know if their jungle is just AFK farming, counter jungler will hurt him a lot, because you know he can't gank that. He can't gank anymore, especially in lower divisions like bronze, silver, and even like low gold. You can just counter jungle, and the enemy jungle, he's just like, he can, yeah, stand by his blue like for 5 minutes if you counter jungle him so hard. You can just, yeah. So yeah, I hope you could pick something out of this little jungle guide, or big jungle guide, 10 minutes almost. So yeah, and stay tuned for the next 4 episodes, which will come out maybe next week, or yeah, we will see. So yeah, peace out.